It's the almighty EA Ski. We all have a story to tell and a lesson to learn. This is my story. Yo, what's good with it? It's the almighty EA Ski, and this is my story coming from my mouth.
Business, what was your best relationship?
Priority Records, man. Priority Records, Brian Turner. That guy really showed me a lot of love, and he showed me the utmost respect for my talent. He was the only executive that I know that ever took the time to come from being a CEO, multi-millionaire CEO, come from his place all the way to my home to come see how I work in my home in Oakland. You know what I mean? Like, that was special to me because I knew that it was sincere and it was just all organic because he really believed in me. Now, I'm not saying that this business don't go on, but I'm saying that was the best relationship. I was able to do stuff. He gave me the creative control to do things. He was the one that begged me to be on the Friday soundtrack, which I could have easily missed. But he was like, you gotta be on that. That soundtrack alone changed my life because he wanted me on there. I mean, that speaks for itself right there.
What was your worst business relationship?
I got a lot of those, man. But I'd say the worst one would have to be DreamWorks. DreamWorks Records, you thinking dealing with a company that's billionaires. You're talking about David Katzenberg, Steven Spielberg, David Geffen. You're talking about powerhouse. You know what I mean? These are three power. And to be with a company that just was really not taking care of the artists the way they want. You know what I'm saying? You would never, get nothing done. They had their own little agenda. A lot of people suffered being over there, and I was one of them. I had to wind up, filing a lawsuit and, and settling it. And it was just a terrible situation to be in, man, when you look up to some of these guys that you think have no reason to not do it right. There's no reason when you're in these positions and you have all of this power, so to speak, from my eyes, to get in there and it seemed like, man, you really being cheap with me. You know what I mean? You really trying to take me in some other direction. So, DreamWorks was really, a bad situation for me.
So what do you think about relationships overall?
Far as just overall relationships, whether it's just whoever you're dealing with in general. I think from what I know is that you have to have discernment. You have to know and talk to that person and see where they're coming from. And kind of, I listen to what people say for me to get an idea on if it fits my temperament or we in the same ballpark of how we think and how long can we really, like there's some people you can deal with because you can play ball with them, play basketball, but then they have another mindset away from something you have in common and you have to know, okay, we only good for playing ball. I get that. Or we can have deep conversations because we had that, so we good for that. You know what I'm saying? Or we good because we like these type of movies, so we good. So I know that relationships is based upon understanding and having that discernment on what that person, and then if you find that person that you have that whole common thing, then that's just, that's one that I'm going to stay around for the whole picture because we can do multiple things. But most people are so one-dimensional, you only really can deal with them for what they're strong at. And you kind of got to let it be, or else you will wind up clashing and not having that friendship because now is walking in other territories.
If you could go back and do it all over again, what would you go back and change?
If I had to go back and do it all over again, I would have stayed independent and I would have did what I did for Master P. Did the distribution in. I helped facilitate his deal at Priority because I was signed to Priority in '94. And once I got there and I saw that they was giving distribution money on the distribution end and you still could control your master, I'm like, damn it. But I gave him the game and said, look, you do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't come sign directly because you have more control and you control your masters. If I could have did that like that, I think that would have opened up a lot of more doors for me to help even more people because I would have had the money from them, I would have controlled the masters, and I would have been able to still cut checks to help other artists and facilitate the things that I'm trying to do with more creative. Because when you sign directly to a label, it's like it's just a bank now. And even though that's a bank, you have a little bit more control because you're bringing in the product and you kind of as a partner. So just understanding the business now, I would have made a little bit of tweaks, but other than that, I'm good.
There's someone somewhere watching this right now, and they just getting on the highway on the same journey you are, whether it's a fighter or a producer, and you 10,000 miles away, and you done seen all the potholes in the road. What's some of the main potholes you could tell them to look out for?
You know, the main potholes is don't be deceived because people will tell you stuff. And if you don't do your own homework and investigating, you can get misled because a lot of people look at us as puppets, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because they prey on the young. You know, that's what I know. You know, you don't know, so you trust and you put that trust in, and that's fine. But you still can trust somebody, but you still have to go and do your own homework away from it. And I think that's what I would tell anybody. That is the key to keeping not only your sanity, but making sure that you have to micromanage your life. You know, you can't just walk in and just let people tell you something and you don't do a little research on it to make sure that it can check out. Or else, you know, you're going to get what comes along with it. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, you know, we all live and learn, but sometimes there's no get back from that. There's cats that just took words and there's no get back. So that's what I do know. I tell people, man, do a research. Don't just take everything you see and say, oh, yeah, okay. You know.
So what is your focus today in life and in business?
Man, my focus, man, is on God. That's a priority for me because I think that we've gotten away from the spirituality, you know, just period. You know, and I think a lot of the stuff that's going on is because we've gotten away from that. We don't pray no more. And I'm not telling nobody that, you know, saying and you know, you're the best person because this. I'm just saying we have to get focused. We have to get back to the spirituality so we can contain ourselves from just running crazy and not making, you know, crazy emotional decisions, you know, myself included. When I get up, you know, I'm praying. So my focus is God, you know what I'm saying? My purpose, because I am a public figure, I can be able to tell you some truth, just like I'm doing with you, tell you some truthfulness. And I hope as the messenger, you receive it. And that's it. After that point, I was being truthful. I was being honest with you on my journey. And I got to keep on trying to get as many people as I can so they can stay clear because a lot of people are messed up in the mind and I see it every day. I mean, people have called me literally every day telling me how frustrated they were with the stuff that's going on. But I said, man, do you pray, man? Nah, man, you know, I just got so much. Okay, well, maybe, you know, try, you know, praying, you know. I told people even on my post today, I told them, hey, man, why don't you fast? Just do a fast. And it's not for losing weight or nothing, that just do a fast, you know what I'm saying? So it can help you get your mind in the right direction. So that's my purpose, man. And of course, making great music. I mean, along with that is all a part because I make God first and then I'm on a mission to make sure that these words cut through. You know, the stuff I'm speaking on, the stuff I'm talking about. Now I'm being able to, because a lot of the narratives are getting changed. Yeah, as hip hop is getting older, people are not hearing the truth now. There's so many people that's changing the history books. So me being in it, you know, I feel like I have a purpose to let people know, no, that's not completely true, you know? And it's up to you now to, you know, and my credibility is pretty good because I don't just make records. I don't throw out a lot of records. So when I do throw out records, people know it's going to be of purpose and they know it's going to be very truthful because I'm an artist and producer. So I can stay behind the board. But when I come in front, they know I got something to say.
All right, cool.
It's the almighty EA Ski. We all have a story to tell and a lesson to learn. This is my story.